Part 73. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 721. The spiritual energy is revived. Haha, I have heard some news before, and now Alliance leader Su has mentioned it again. It seems to be true. It's great. The spiritual energy is revived and the ominous situation is dispelled. The earth will surely enter a golden age, and we will all have the opportunity to live longer. Since the earth can be revived with spiritual energy, who would want to hang out with experts from outside the region? The spiritual energy recovery is not only good for us, but also beneficial to our descendants. The merits will last forever. Yes, even if I risk my life, I will revive the spiritual energy. Union leader Su has started the transformation of ancient martial arts. He is the chosen one. The spiritual energy recovery will definitely be successful. At this moment, hundreds of miles away, after Master Fengzi detonated the purple gold hammer, he used forbidden secret techniques to burn the essence and blood, and now he has escaped hundreds of miles away. Puff. At this time, he couldn't help but spit out a mouthful of blood and stopped by a creek, his face extremely pale. It should be no problem to escape here. I'm sure Su Yang won't chase me. Mr. Fengzi wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. His breath was weak. Recalling what happened just now, he gritted his teeth and said, "Damn Su Yang, I underestimated him. I thought he was just a loser who had just stepped into the nascent soul realm, so even if I found him watching from the sidelines, I didn't take him to heart. But I never expected that he would be so powerful that he could even kill the peak nascent soul." Mr. Fengzi said angrily, "This bitch, even though he is very strong, actually sits on a mountain and watches tigers fight. How despicable. If we hadn't consumed too much, anyone would have been able to kill him alone, damn it." Young Master Fengzi became angrier and angrier as he spoke, with overwhelming anger in his eyes, wanting to tear Su Yang to pieces. Now that Kui Long is dead and Chi Hongyu is captured, after I escape, it will be difficult for Ji Feng to escape from Su Yang's grasp, and I myself will be seriously injured. Mr. Fengzi murmured to himself, "The injury is not bad. There is a life-saving elixir in my storage ring, which can help me recover quickly. But without the purple gold hammer, my strength is greatly reduced, and I completely lose the ability to compete with other foreign masters' qualifications for hegemony. All of this was caused by Su Yang. You bitch, don't let me catch the chance, otherwise I will make your life worse than death." Young Master Fengzi was furious. After recovering from his emotions, he took out the psychic stone and showed a rare smile. "Although I no longer have the purple gold hammer, I have obtained the psychic stone, which can be regarded as a little comfort. The psychic stone can communicate with the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor. I can use it to contact the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor." Mr. Fengzi smiled playfully and said, "Now, I can't compete with others. The best choice is to follow the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor wholeheartedly. I can inform Immortal Emperor Yanlong about what happened on Earth and take the initiative to express my loyalty to him." With this in his mind, Mr. Fengzi studied the psychic stone, and then said, "It is indeed a treasure that can communicate with outsiders. If you want to use it, you need to consume a lot of spiritual energy. In that case, let me take the life-saving elixir first and recover from my injuries." Thinking of this, Mr. Fengzi put the psychic stone into the storage ring, then took out an elixir, and smiled softly, "I will be cured in 3 to 5 days. By then, I will surely be able to recover my spiritual energy." Mingju and the three of them took the position given by Emperor Yanlong and went to find the blood demon. I don't know what the situation is now. When they come back, we will go to Jiangbei together. Mr. Fengzi sneered and said, "Su Yang, by then, you will definitely die. I will not give you another chance to reap the benefits. I will join forces with Mingju and the others to kill you directly." After making up his mind, Master Fengzi swallowed the elixir in his hand and entered a state of cultivation. At the same time, Kui Long also escaped. He found a dark and humid cave. Half of the dragon's body lay in the cave, making bursts of dragon roars. Fengzi, Red Moon. You two, just wait for me. After I die and am reborn, I will crush you two to ashes, ah. As he said that, Kui Long couldn't help but let out a scream, his eyes filled with rage. As a dragon, Kui Long is physically powerful and has always been proud of it. But now, half of his body was cut off, and he could only run away in confusion. This made Kui Long furious. Shame. What a shame and humiliation. This revenge must be returned with interest. If you want revenge, you must reshape the dragon body. Kui Long has a prominent position among the dragon clan. He is the young leader of the dragon clan and has countless resources. The reason why Kui Long lowered his status and became the slave of immortal Emperor Yanlong was entirely due to coercion. Among the dragon clan, there has been no true emperor realm powerhouse for a long time. About hundreds of years ago, immortal Emperor Yanlong came to the dragon clan arrogantly and proposed to take Kui Long away and make Kui Long his slave. The purpose of Emperor Yanlong doing this was to take revenge on the dragon clan. At that time, the Yanlong immortal emperor was just the most ordinary existence among the dragon clan. He suffered all the humiliation and was kicked out of the dragon clan. Therefore, after he became powerful, he specially came to the dragon clan and asked Kui Long, the young leader of the dragon clan, to be his slave, in order to humiliate the dragon clan. The entire dragon clan naturally disagrees. Unfortunately, immortal Emperor Yanlong is too powerful and the dragon clan cannot compete with him. Due to helplessness and in order to preserve the dragon clan, Kui Long had to agree to the request of immortal Emperor Yanlong. This incident alarmed the entire Star territory, and everyone knew that the Yanlong immortal emperor had taken the young leader of the dragon clan as his slave, making the dragon clan lose face. But without strength, you can only be at the mercy of others. This is the eternal law of the world of cultivation. Kui Long has always endured the humiliation and did not dare to show the slightest hostility in front of the Yanlong immortal emperor, and even wanted to please the Yanlong immortal emperor respectfully. Now that he finally came to Earth and got rid of the control of Emperor Yanlong, he naturally would not miss this opportunity. Although half of his body was gone, because Kui Long was once the young leader of the dragon clan and had a distinguished status, there was a powerful corpse of the dragon clan in the storage ring. That senior was once the most outstanding genius of the dragon clan. However, the destiny of the dragon clan was taken away. In his lifetime, he only reached the pinnacle of quasi-emperor and could not go any further. After he passed away, his body was preserved, and Kui Long kept it in a storage ring. Once, Kui Long had the idea of using his soul to occupy the body of his predecessor. In this way, he could quickly step into the quasi-emperor realm and become invincible physically. There are pros and cons to doing this. If Kui Long enters the body of the dragon clan's dream, his lifelong achievements will only be the quasi-emperor realm, and he will never be able to hit the true emperor realm again. Moreover, the success rate of becoming the master is not high, only about 30%. If he fails, his soul will be gone. So after weighing the pros and cons, Kui Long did not do so, but now, Kui Long has no choice. Fengzi, Crimson Red Moon, he, you forced me to do this. When I borrow my own body to be reborn, I will reach the quasi-emperor realm and completely ignore the ominous situation. Kui Long sneered, the quasi-emperor realm may not be anything outside the territory, but this is the earth, and I will become the strongest in the world. Even if the Yanlong immortal emperor comes, the realm will be weakened to the quasi-emperor level. How can you get me? The earth will eventually be ruled by me. I will be the king of the earth and dominate this blue star field. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 722. At the same time, in the deserted wilderness, Wang Fuegui and Suemo were walking on foot. Now Wang Fuegui's arms are normal and he looks much more pleasing to the eye than before. Although Suemo didn't agree, he still found a suitable opportunity and gave his arm to Wang Fuegui. Anyway, he has decided to lose one arm. It doesn't matter which arm is missing. Instead of doing this, it would be better to help Wang Fuegui become a healthy person. It can also be seen from this that Wang Fuegui has slowly entered Sumo's heart. Suemo unknowingly regarded Wang Fuegui as someone close to him. This is normal. Suemo has been alone for so many years, and Wang Fuegui has been calling him Godfather all day long, which gave Suemo a little comfort in his lonely heart, and the relationship between the two has naturally become infinitely closer. Certainly, changing arms is an operation that most people cannot do, even a quasi-emperor would find it difficult to do. But Sumo's tempered imperial weapon is his physical body, so his control over his body is extraordinary, and he can still achieve this. At this moment, the two of them walked in tandem, deliberately avoiding the city and walking in the inaccessible mountains. Although Wang Fuegui has stepped into the nascent soul realm and will not be tired or feel hot, but it is obvious that he can use it and even take transportation, Suemo disagrees and insists on him walking step by step. This makes Wang Fuegui cannot understand and feels boring. Godfather. Finally, Wang Fuegui couldn't help it anymore and said, "There is still a long way to go from here to Jiangbei. How long will it take if we keep going like this? If you don't want to waste your spiritual energy, why don't I get a car? Even if you buy a high-speed rail ticket or a train ticket, it's faster than walking." Wang Fuegui suggested, "Godfather, how about you wait here and I will make arrangements?" "No." Suemo kept walking and said in a calm tone, "You advance too quickly and need to hone your character. There is no need to worry. According to my calculations, it will take about 3 days for the spiritual energy to recover. With our current progress, we can catch up without stopping day and night. Godfather, I have a good character and don't need to be tempered anymore, so please don't torment me," Wang Fuegui pleaded. Snapped. Unexpectedly, as soon as Wang Fuegui finished speaking, Suemo raised his hand and slapped Wang Fuegui directly on the forehead. "Damn it, who hit me? Damn it!" Wang Fuegui instantly covered his head and cursed loudly. Then he felt Sumo's sharp eyes and Wang Fuegui immediately shut up. "Is this still good-natured?" Suemo glanced at Wang Fuegui and said calmly, "Boy, you still need to practice more. Hey, Godfather, this is a conditioned reflex. In fact, I have a really good character. If you don't believe me, you can try it again," Wang Fuegui said seriously, "I promise to hold back and not curse." "Okay." When Suemo heard this, he nodded. Immediately after, the spiritual energy condensed on his palm, and soon exuded a terrifying power, sweeping the entire place, and the surrounding air buzzed as it was squeezed. Subsequently, Suemo raised his palm and his eyes slowly fell on Wang Fuegui. His expression was very solemn, and it didn't seem like he was joking. When Wang Fuegui saw this, he shuddered instantly. If this slap falls, even if he is not dead, he will still be half disabled, so he hurriedly smiled and said, "Well, Godfather, I think you are right, my character is not good enough, I still need to temper it. I was mainly afraid that you would find it boring, that's why I proposed taking the car. Since you want to test me, let's keep walking." "Thank you, Godfather, for your good intentions. You are so kind to me, even better than my biological father." In the end, Wang Fuegui did not forget to flatter Suemo. Suemo smiled, then dispersed the spiritual energy in his palm, and continued walking forward. As for Wang Fuegui, he followed closely behind. Although he felt unhappy, he did not dare to bring it up again to avoid being slapped. What was supposed to come has finally come. After the two had sex for about 10 minutes, Suemo suddenly stopped and raised a playful smile on his lips. The reason why he chose to walk in the uninhabited mountains was not only to train Wang Fuegui, but also for another main reason, which was to make it easier to deal with people from outside the territory. Suemo knew before that immortal Emperor Yanlong sent 10 masters to the earth. Certainly. He also knew clearly that when he was reborn, he would alert the Yanlong Immortal Emperor, and even his position would be locked by the Yanlong Immortal Emperor. This time the Yanlong Immortal Emperor sends people to the earth, he will definitely arrange for people to deal with him. In the eyes of Immortal Emperor Yanlong, Suemo had just been reborn, and it had only been half a year. His strength would definitely not be restored to much, and at most it would be at the nascent soul realm. According to normal circumstances, Su Yang could only reach nascent soul in half a year. But more than 100 years ago, Immortal Emperor Xiantian left a backup for him in the ice field, so that Suemo returned to the realm of Quasi-Emperor in a short time, and his methods reached the sky. This is something Yanlong Immortal Emperor never expected. Suemo expected that Immortal Emperor Yanlong would send people to deal with him, but he did not panic at all. After leaving the seclusion, he took Wang Fuegui to hide his strength and walked among the famous mountains and rivers, waiting for the opponent's arrival. At this moment, the people sent by Emperor Yanlong finally arrived. But those 3 people did not take action immediately. Instead, they hid in the dark, as if they were afraid of something. Mingju, do you want to do something? I have seen through the realm of the blood demon. Just as Yanlong Immortal Emperor expected, it is only the realm of Yuanying, and it is the early stage of Yuanying. There is nothing to fear at this time. In the darkness, a man in blue robe the man spoke. Wait and see. After all, the blood demon was once a quasi-emperor. Even the flame dragon Immortal Emperor suffered a loss at his hands when he came to earth. We must be more vigilant. At this time, a woman wearing a grey-white shirt whispered, while looking at Suemo. You also said that that was in the past. Now that he has a quasi-emperor body and a low level, he must not be our opponent, another person said, also urging Mingju to take action. Emperor realm experts should not be underestimated. If we are not careful, we may very well end up here. Mingju shook his head. Huh, a woman's opinion, Mingju, a woman is a woman after all, she has no courage. The man in blue robe said disdainfully, if you don't want to come forward, just wait here and the 2 of us will do it. However, if this is the case, the body of the blood demon imperial artifact has nothing to do with you. Good. Another person also said, his body will be divided equally between the 2 of us, but don't worry, we won't let you go in vain. If there are other things on him, whoever sees them has a share, we will share some with you as appropriate. What I'm thinking about is not how to divide things. You 2 should calm down and don't. Mingju was talking, but the man in blue robe and another person had already rushed out, blocking the path of Suemo and Wang Fuegui. He. This is your own choice, then I will wait and see what happens. Seeing this, Mingju narrowed his eyes slightly and raised the corners of his mouth slightly. However, I'm afraid neither of you are qualified to touch the blood demon's imperial weapon body, because it belongs to me. At this moment, Wang Fuegui stopped and was frightened by the sudden appearance of the 2 people. Fuck, what are you 2? You don't even know what to say when you come out. I'm scared to death. With his godfather by his side, Wang Fuegui was very arrogant and said arrogantly, get out of my way now, don't block the way, or I will beat the shit out of you. Humph, natives of Earth, you have such a bad tone, how dare you be rude to us, the man in blue robe said with a serious face. Hey, what's wrong with being rude? If you were women, why the hell would I want to molest you? Wang Fuegui had been walking for a long time, and he was feeling angry. He was already unhappy, but now he was even more unhappy. He muttered, get out of here, don't make yourself uncomfortable. He. Another expert from outside the territory couldn't help laughing. Earth native, have you always been so brave? So what? Wang Fugui raised his eyebrows, took a step forward, and said disdainfully, let's touch it if you don't agree. Humph, originally our target was the blood demon. Since you don't know what is good and what is good, let's start with you first, the man in blue robe said with an unkind expression. Blood demon. Wang Fugui glanced at Suemo and asked doubtfully, Godfather, who are they and how do they know your previous name? They came from outside the territory and came to kill me, Suemo said calmly. Fuck. When Wang Fugui heard this, he hurriedly expressed his loyalty and said ferociously, damn it, you are so tired of living, how dare you take advantage of my godfather? Godfather, don't be afraid, leave it to me. Today your godson will show off his power and sweep away the enemies for you. As he spoke, Wang Fugui became fierce and mobilized his aura, intending to show off in front of his godfather. Buzz. But at this moment, two experts from outside the territory simultaneously released their coercion, sweeping across all directions. Under the terrifying power, the scene was filled with dust and gravel. Gilug. After realizing the strength of the two people opposite him, Wang Fugui was instantly frightened. He swallowed uncontrollably, then ran all the way and hid behind Suemo. Godfather, what state are these two guys in? They seem to be very strong, Wang Fugui asked in a low voice. The peak of nascent soul. Suemo said calmly, any one of them can knock you out with just a raise of his hand. The peak of Yuanying. Wang Fugui trembled with fright, his face turned pale, and he turned to smile flatteringly, hey, Godfather, this opportunity to show up will be given to you. I won't steal your limelight. Don't worry, you won't die as long as I'm here, go ahead. Suemo smiled playfully, today I want to let you know that there is a price to pay for pretending. No, no, no. Wang Fugui said with a sad face, Godfather, I will never show off again. Just kill them. I'll cheer you on. Suemo showed a smile and didn't give Wang Fugui a chance to think. He grabbed Wang Fugui's clothes and threw him out. Fuck. King Quan's sword. Wang Fugui was so frightened that his scalp was numb, but now that the matter was over, he had no choice but to bite the bullet. Zheng. As he shouted loudly, the King Quan sword instantly appeared and was held in his hand. Holding the King Quan sword, Wang Fugui seemed to have changed. He held the sword in one hand and put the other hand behind his back. His waist was straight and his temperament was as pure as a sword fairy. At this moment, Wang Fugui was thinking that his godfather was right. Anyway, with his godfather here, he would not die. If you are afraid of a bird, just do it. You two bitches, do you really think I was afraid of you just now? Wang Fugui was serious, his expression serious, and a sharp edge flashed in his eyes. Especially his whole body exuded the cold sword intent, crushing all directions, showing his sharp edge, he really looked like a sword fairy. In addition to the slap just now, the man in blue robe was not careless. He was frightened by Wang Fugui before, so he used all his strength to attack. But the man in blue robe is not ordinary. He is in the realm of becoming a god. Although he came to earth and was suppressed, his previous insights are still there, far beyond the peak of ordinary nascent soul. However, this is normal. He. Wang Fugui wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and couldn't help but complain. Wang Fugui hurriedly said, my godfather just communicated with me. He said that he could strangle you two to death if he peed. Listen, are these human words? It's too arrogant. I really didn't mean it. I can't bear the fire, if it were me, I would have to tear his mouth apart. I have a sword that can split mountains, cut off rivers, sever the sky, and push through eternity. You guys, die. As he raised the royal sword in his hand, a powerful sword intent swept out in an instant, crushing the blue-robed man and the outsider master. Wang Fuegui had just entered Yuanying, and all the energy in Sumo's arms had been used to improve his strength, and it was no longer as explosive as before. Because of this, Wang Fuegui lost the battle. Earth native, you have good swordsmanship, and the long sword in your hand is also a very powerful treasure. Unfortunately, your level is too low, and you are not skilled enough in controlling your own power. Wang Fuegui is very good at temperament, and his personality is very high. Along with a muffled sound, Wang Fuegui's sword intent was easily blown away by the man in blue robe. Although Wang Fuegui is weak, he is not really powerless to fight back. He retreats while being beaten, but he will not be wiped out. The outsider strongman next to him also joined in, and the two of them crushed Wang Fuegui mercilessly. As soon as he finished speaking, the man in blue robe suddenly launched an attack. Spiritual energy surged around his body and he rushed directly towards Wang Fuegui. The man in blue robe showed a murderous intent in his eyes. I'm too lazy to talk nonsense with you, just suffer death. To be precise, the two of them were beating Wang Fuegui. Not long after, Wang Fuegui's nose was bruised, his face was swollen, and his whole body was injured. Certainly. Damn, did you lose so quickly? I'm too far away from the sword body, what the hell? Boom. When the man in blue robe saw Wang Fuegui vomiting blood after being beaten by him, he breathed a sigh of relief and sneered, I thought the blood demon had found a powerful helper. I was still undecided before, but now it seems that you are just showing off. Even at the peak of ordinary nascent soul, Wang Fuegui can touch it. I can't do it. I'm so good at pretending. My godfather is the best at pretending. I learned this from him. He can still fight beyond the next level. After all, he has a taily sword body. Even if he encounters the late nascent soul, he will still be able to fight. That's it. The man in blue robe was really scared and looked at each other, but he still resisted with a palm strike. Wang Fuegui hurriedly evaded, but after a few rounds, he was caught up by the man in blue robe and was beaten violently. This scene actually stunned the two people present. They each looked at each other, but no one made the first move. The man in blue robe sneered, who told you to pretend to be so bright just now? Now I just want to kill you first and then kill the blood demon. Just like that, the three of them started fighting. Hearing Wang Fuegui's words, the two outsiders turned to look at Suemo, their eyes filled with anger. Even Wang Fuegui took several steps back, his blood surged, and he opened his mouth to spit out a pool of blood. I'm scared of you. Don't keep pestering me. Go beat my godfather. He can resist beating me better than me, and he is your target. Go and fuck him. Wang Fuegui wiped the nosebleed and diverted the trouble away. Swish. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 723. Blood Demon, did you really say that? At this moment, the man in blue robe said coldly. Suemo didn't explain, but looked at Wang Fuegui with a dark face. Oh shit. This little thing actually came out of nothing and wronged me. It's so irritating. But then, Suemo showed a faint smile. Naturally, he was not really angry with Wang Fuegui, but found it quite interesting. Suemo has always been alone and has lived a dull life for too long. Now that he has a godson, his life has become much more interesting. Of course, my godfather also said that you two bitches are not even qualified to stand in front of him. Wang Fuegui continued to hate Zamora. Snort. The blue-robed man's face was as dark as water, and he said sternly, Blood Demon, I admit that you were very strong before, but now, you have just been reborn for half a year, and you are only in the early stage of nascent soul. Even if you have the imperial weapon body, you cannot be us. How dare these two opponents despise us so much? What nonsense are you talking to him? Just kill him quickly. It's important to divide the body of the imperial weapon. Another expert from outside the territory sneered again, and then said, I like the bottom part better. I'll give you the top half and give the bottom half to me. How about it? No, do you think I'm blind? He's missing an arm, so I'll be at a disadvantage. The man in blue robe said, if you want to divide it, I want the lower half and you want the upper half. You know, I'm good at using my legs, and the lower half is of great significance to me, the foreign expert said. Damn it, you two are perverts. When Wang Fuegui heard this, he didn't know what he thought of, and said with a look of disgust on his face, my godfather is already very old. Why are you fighting for him if he is so good down there? Besides, it doesn't matter if you are women. Two big men insist on snatching my godfather's possession. What do you want? Wang Fuegui said with disdain. Snort. Sharp-tongued, seeking death. When the man in blue robe heard this, he naturally understood what Wang Fuegui meant. He became furious and suddenly killed Wang Fuegui. Wang Fuegui hurriedly resisted, but surprisingly found that after a short period of chatting and spanking, his injuries were almost recovered. Damn, godfather, what is going on? Why did my injury recover so quickly? Wang Fuegui asked curiously while struggling with the man in blue robe. You fused my arm. Before you set foot on the Quasi-Emperor, you can recover quickly no matter how seriously injured you are. Suemo explained, however, when you advance to Quasi-Emperor, this effect disappears. Damn, it feels so good. After Wang Fuegui learned the truth, he immediately fought with the man in blue robe as if he had been given blood. What the hell, I can't die, I can recover from my injuries quickly, it's a perpetual motion machine. Daddy, just rest nearby and watch out for fatal injuries for me. I'll kill them both slowly and train myself. Wang Fuegui expressed his thoughts via voice transmission from his soul. If you want to become a truly strong person, fighting is essential. It is better to take advantage of this opportunity to enhance your combat effectiveness. Suemo nodded. He had the same idea, so he did not take action to kill these two extraterrestrial powerhouses at first. I'm here to help you. Another person from outside the territory saw that the man in blue robe was unable to attack for a long time, so he joined the battle again. Just like that, Wang Fuegui was beaten again. He was beaten back and forth, his nose was bruised and his face was swollen. But he is really like a perpetual motion machine, getting injured and recovering at the same time, getting more and more exciting the more he plays. When the man in blue robe saw this, he took action and mobilized all his strength, intending to kill him with one blow. At this time, Suemo took action and resolved the crisis for Wang Fuegui. What? He dispelled my killing blow so easily. This blood demon is not in the early stage of nascent soul now. No, he's hiding his strength. I'm afraid his real strength is far above us. Run away. Don't go anywhere, stay at this time, Suemo said in a calm tone. Yes. Dark place. Mingju panicked, her beautiful jade face turned pale with fright, and hurriedly knelt on the ground, begging bitterly, I am willing to follow you, be your slave, and even sleep with you. Please show me your noble hand and don't kill me. Damn it, if I had known this, I wouldn't have competed with Mr. Fengzi and the others for the opportunity to hunt the blood demon. They also saw that they had been completely controlled by the blood demon and could not escape from the opponent's grasp. Now they were just Wang Fuegui's sparring partner. No need. You two, you are eager for quick success and quick success. I can't save you, so I have to take the first step. Mingju secretly thought, and was about to leave immediately. While beating Wang Fuegui, the two men were making serious calculations, looking for opportunities to escape. A beautiful woman, her fragrance has faded and her jade has disappeared, and her breath has disappeared. The other two foreign experts were frightened and turned pale. There was no other way, the two men could only think of a way while beating Wang Fuegui. Wang Fuegui came over holding the King Quan sword. Immortal Emperor Yanlong killed my whole family. Anyone who has served him will die as long as I meet him. In this way, the three of them fought from day to night, and the place was filled with dust. Wang Fuegui was a bit perverted. His nose and face were bruised and swollen after being beaten, and he was covered in blood. However, he acted like a normal person and threw himself at the two foreign masters desperately. Mingju nodded, but then shook his head and said sincerely, "Now I am your slave, you can do anything to me." With his level, he had discovered Mingju a long time ago, but he just didn't figure it out at first. "It's cool, ha ha ha." In the end, the two foreign masters couldn't bear it anymore, and their spiritual energy was exhausted and they collapsed on the ground. As soon as these words came out, the two foreign masters naturally did not dare to neglect and tried their best to be Wang Fuegui's sparring partner. Suemo showed a sneer, then waved his hand, and a terrifying power surged out, instantly scattering Mingju's soul. Mingju's strength was not much weaker than Master Fengzi, but in front of Suemo, he had no power to fight back. "Senior Blood Demon, spare your life." The two foreign masters didn't want to fight him at all, but he was like dogskin plaster, clinging to them. Damn it, they may have guessed the Blood Demon's current situation, so they gave us the opportunity. "Hey, you two are stepping stones. Why are you running away? Come on and play with me. You two, have fun with my godson, and maybe you can live a little longer. Otherwise, I will send you on your way now," Suemo said in a calm tone, with a calm expression on his face. Suemo grabbed her neck from the air, held her in front of him, and threw her to the ground. Seeing that Mingju wanted to leave, Suemo immediately took action and grabbed Mingju's neck from the air. "Are you a subordinate of Immortal Emperor Yanlong?" Suemo said calmly. He. When Mingju saw this scene, he immediately secretly rejoiced. Fortunately, he did not take action, otherwise the consequences would be disastrous. The two outsiders reacted and immediately wanted to retreat, but unfortunately, Suemo just raised his hand and arranged a spiritual energy cage. No matter how they attacked, they could not break it, and their expressions changed greatly with fear. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 724. Bah, you two hot chicks, they have only been fighting for a long time, and their legs have become weak. They will not last long at all. Wang Fuegui was injured all over his body and was not in a good condition, but he was complaining arrogantly at this moment. "Boy, have you ever killed anyone?" At this time, Suemo suddenly asked. "I." Wang Fuegui felt a little embarrassed, scratched his head and said, "No. As my blood demon's godson, he has never killed anyone." "You are a waste. Kill them both," Suemo said. "This is good." Wang Fuegui hesitated for a moment, but then nodded and strode towards the two foreign masters. Now, although their energy is exhausted, these two people still have the power to resist. However, Suemo didn't want to waste any more time and used his power to suppress the two of them, making it easier for Wang Fuegui to take action. Puff! Puff! Wang Fuegui raised his royal sword high and slashed it down with one strike. The heads of the two foreign masters fell to the ground. Blood spurted out and stained Wang Fuegui's clothes red. After killing someone for the first time, Wang Fuegui didn't feel any discomfort. Instead, he was a little excited. He found this feeling very exciting and his expression was a little crazy. Since his last trip to Kyoto, Wang Fuegui has seen many murderous scenes and has long been accustomed to them. So for the first time he killed someone, he was mentally prepared. "Haha, yes, this is my blood demon's godson. Boy, my godfather will lead you to kill more people in the future," Suemo said with admiration on his face. At this moment, Wang Fugui put away the King Quan sword, walked to Suemo, glanced at Mingju's body on the ground, and complained, "Tisk, Godfather, aren't you known as the blood demon? How can you kill someone and still leave the whole body? This is not you style of. Haha, I have a habit. I don't like to destroy beautiful things." Suemo continued, "This woman is a subordinate of the Yanlong Immortal Emperor. I will kill her, but her facial features are extremely beautiful. It is my principle to leave her whole body." "That's it?" Wang Fugui smiled and said, "I didn't expect my godfather to be very particular about people. If the opponent was a handsome guy like me, would you keep the whole body?" "Male." Suemo sneered and said, "I'm sorry, I don't appreciate the same sex. No matter how handsome a man is, it's of no use to me. If your opponent looks like this, hee hee, I will leave you with no bones left." Hearing his godfather's cold laughter, Wang Fugui couldn't help but shiver. "Hey, godfather, why are you scaring me? I'm your godson." Wang Fugui showed a flattering smile, then looked at Mingju's beautiful body and said with a smile, "Daddy, it would be a pity not to enjoy such a beautiful beauty. How about you, while it's hot? Roll." Suemo glanced at Wang Fugui and said coldly, "It's so cold already, why is it so hot?" Hee, that's it, godfather, it's okay. There are so many dry firewood here, can I light a fire and heat it up for you?" Wang Fugui said with a flattering smile. "Damn it, you are such a pervert, ha ha ha, I like it, you are fully qualified to inherit the mantle of my blood demon." Suemo smiled with satisfaction, and then said, "However, I don't have any special hobbies and I am not interested in corpses. It's easy to handle, godfather. After leaving this mountain, within 20 or 30 miles, we will reach the city limits." Wang Fugui chuckled and said, "I am very familiar with major clubs. I will take you to the club and find some technicians for you to relax." After being in contact with Suemo for so long, Wang Fugui had forgotten all about it. If you want to please a man, take him to a club. No man can refuse a club. If so, it must be that the club is too formal. Club. After Suemo was resurrected, he had also been exposed to modern cities, so he naturally knew where the club was. He immediately said with a black face, "Boy, who do you think I am, the blood demon? How could I go to a filthy place like the club? Don't mention this kind of thing in front of me again, otherwise don't blame me for turning against you." Suemo stared at Wang Fugui and said in a deep voice, "Also, don't think that I don't know. You want to be lazy and deliberately offered to take me to the club to delay the time. In the end, you can only take transportation to Jiangbei. You'd better put away your little tricks. It's okay to deceive others, but you can't deceive me. Your godfather and I have walked more roads than you have eaten. The road I have traveled has more salt than the salt I have eaten. Why is there something wrong with this statement?" Wang Fugui muttered in a low voice, then didn't care much, but said in disappointment, "Well, since the godfather doesn't want to, then forget it. Hey, I also want to get a pair of twins and let them wear ancient costumes. Let's have an in-depth exchange with you." "Twins, twins." When Suemo heard this, his eyes suddenly lit up, and he couldn't help but be shaken in his heart, but then he said sternly, "Huh, your godfather, I have never seen anything before, how can the mere twins shake my determination to save the earth? Reviving the spiritual energy is very important. This trip to Jiangbei is related to the future of thousands of monks on the earth. How can we be careless?" Suemo said seriously. "Clear." Wang Fugui was excited by Sumo's words and said with admiration, "My godfather is devoted to protecting the earth. He is simply a role model for my generation. No, we are not of the same generation. In short, he is my idol and the one I learned from." Target. Twins and quadruplets are nothing compared to saving the Earth. Wang Fugui said seriously, we are going to Jiangbei now. I will train myself step by step so that I can contribute to the recovery of spiritual energy. Wait a minute, what did you just say? 4 quadruplets, Sumo's eyes instantly widened. Well, when I was playing with my phone a few days ago, I saw information on an app that there were quadruplets. Where are they? It's quite far, but now it's very convenient to travel by air. You can land by air and you can deliver it to a designated hotel in a few hours. Wang Fugui asked in confusion, Godfather, why do you ask this? Fugui, I think you are tired after walking for so long. Why don't we go to the city ahead to find a hotel to rest? Suemo suddenly laughed. This is not good, we have to go to Jiangbei, save the earth, and help the spiritual energy recover. It's okay. Let's rest for a few days. Then we can take a plane or use Reiki. We won't be late. Suemo smiled, and then asked with a shy face, are the quadruplets you just mentioned true? Haha, Godfather, it turns out you are an old woman. Wang Fugui understood instantly and said with a smile, of course it is true. I will contact you right now and let them serve you. What service, boy? You are looking down on your godfather too much. Suemo said seriously, I just heard that the quadruplets did this kind of thing, and I felt it was a pity. I wanted to have a chat with them and let them behave upright and do their jobs properly. Don't get me wrong. Yes, Godfather, I understand everything. Wang Fugui nodded, and then asked, Godfather, what kind of clothes do you want them to wear, ancient costumes or cheongsams, or other more interesting clothes? Sailor clothes, bunny girl clothes are also fine. I have paid attention to modern cities and think the new clothes are quite good, Suemo said with a calm expression on his face. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 725. Sailor suit? Bunny girl? Damn it. This is really an old pervert. I didn't expect that he looked so serious on the outside, but he was so fancy on the inside. Godfather. After Wang Fugui came to his senses, he couldn't help but ask with concern, quadruplets, you are so old, can your body handle it? Can you withstand the torment? The little girl today is incredible. She goes up, down, left, and right. Her fighting ability is very terrifying. It would be embarrassing if you lose, Wang Fugui reminded. Shut up. When Suemo heard this, he straightened up immediately and said with a haughty face, the problem you are worried about is not a problem at all here. In my life, I have traveled across 9 heavens and 10 lands, traveled all over the world, and met countless women. How can I be at a disadvantage? Suemo said seriously, what can the mere quadruplets do to me? I am not exaggerating. I will definitely make them submissive and not dare to make any mistakes. My godfather is awesome. Wang Fugui sighed in his heart and curled his lips subconsciously. He didn't believe it at all, but on the surface, he didn't dare to ridicule Suemo to avoid being beaten. Godfather, then I'll call and make arrangements. Suemo nodded, then felt guilty and whispered, wait a minute, just in case, don't expose my name when we go somewhere. Let's pretend to be ordinary people, so that even if we fail, we won't be embarrassed. After saying that, Suemo felt slightly embarrassed, his old face turned red, and he strode forward. Wang Fugui looked confused. Godfather, where has your arrogance gone? Isn't it a shame? At the same time, a secluded spot beside a flowing stream. Mr. Fengzi swallowed the life-saving elixir, and his injuries temporarily recovered. He couldn't wait to use the psychic stone to contact the flame dragon immortal emperor. This psychic stone was seemingly taken away by Su Yang when Crimson Moon threw it over. However, Master Fengzi was always paying attention to Su Yang, and when he noticed that Su Yang was taking action, he took the risk and replaced the psychic stone with extremely quick means. The ring that Su Yang took away and put into the storage ring was just a fake that he forged. The real psychic stone had already been put away by Mr. Fengzi. As for Su Yang, because he was concentrating on fending off Mr. Fengzi and Crimson Hongyu, he did not check the psychic stone carefully, so he hurriedly put away the storage ring without finding out whether it was true or false. Now, through a series of means, Mr. Fengzi finally opened the psychic stone and successfully contacted the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor. Now, the psychic stone is suspended in mid-air, emitting a faint light and condensing a projection. At this moment, there was nothingness within the projection, and no one could be seen. Fengzi. At this moment, a deep voice came from the projection, and then the upper body of the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor appeared in the projection. Wearing a golden robe, he sat cross-legged. He looked calm and calm. He frowned and asked, "Why are you? Didn't I give the psychic stone to Hongyu? How come this thing is in your hands?" Greetings to the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor. After Master Fengzi saw Emperor Yanlong, his expression was full of respect. He hurriedly knelt down on one knee and saluted Emperor Yanlong. Immortal Emperor Yanlong nodded, then urged in a cold voice, "Answer my question, why is the psychic stone in your hand? Where did Hongyu go? You snatched it from Hongyu." At the end of the sentence, Emperor Yanlong's eyes filled with overwhelming anger, and he stared at young Master Fengzi with a sinister look. Reporting to Immortal Emperor Yanlong, Tong, the psychic stone was not snatched by one of my subordinates, but given to me by Miss Hongyu on her own initiative. Master Fengzi naturally felt the anger of Immortal Emperor Yanlong, and hurriedly explained, "Didn't you order us to clean up the ancient martial arts world on Earth and control all those ancient warriors? After my subordinates arrived on Earth, they started working on it. They leveled all the famous mountains on Earth and captured countless ancient warriors alive. All the ancient warriors who were somewhat famous were imprisoned by my subordinates in the Shangguan family in Qinbei Mountain." Mr. Fengzi continued, "However, there is a Jufeng mountain on the earth. In the Jufeng mountain, there is an old woman named Wu Qingying, who is known as the #1 person in the ancient martial arts world. My subordinates have destroyed all the famous mountains, but only Jufeng mountain is still surviving. Many ancient warriors gathered outside Jufeng mountain, wanting to seek shelter from Wu Qingying in Jufeng mountain. They seem to regard Wu Qingying as the last hope of the ancient martial arts world." Mr. Fengzi continued, "When I came to Earth this time, you transformed the purple gold hammer for me. My subordinates are absolutely sure to crush Wu Qingying. But Wu Qingying is the last hope of the ancient martial arts world, so my subordinates did not take action rashly. Instead, they challenged her and made the matter a fuss. It would be best for the whole world to know. Then I will kill her in front of the ancient warriors of the world, crush the last hope of the ancient warriors of the earth, and make them completely surrender to our outsiders." Young Master Fengzi stated his intention to challenge Wu Qingying in public. "Yes, not bad." Hearing this, Immortal Emperor Yanlong nodded with satisfaction and said, "I did not misjudge you. You know how to use your brain to defeat the ancient warriors of the earth. The most important thing is to defeat their belief first. You have done a good job. It's not in vain for me to modify your natural weapon. But what does this matter have to do with Hongyu?" "Go on," Immortal Emperor Yanlong asked. "Yes." Mr. Fengzi nodded and hurriedly continued, "Today is the day of the decisive battle between Wu Qingying and I. In order to ensure nothing goes wrong, I invited Qi Feng, Kui Long, and Miss Hongyu to sit in secret. Wu Qingying's strength is really impressive. It has only been half a year since the ancient martial arts transformation, but she has actually stepped into the realm of martial saint, and she is at the peak of martial saint, completely comparable to the peak of nascent soul." Mr. Fengzi continued, "At first, I didn't use the purple gold hammer and was beaten by her. Only after I used the purple gold hammer could I fight with her. Fortunately, Wu Qingying's energy and blood dried up, and she finally lost to me and was defeated by me. Just when I was about to kill her, something unexpected happened. Mr. Fengzi knows the methods of Yanlong Immortal Emperor and understands his insight. Therefore, even though he was far away in the endless void, he did not dare to lie in front of the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor. What he said was all the truth. Certainly. Mr. Fengzi will not mention that he has a rebellious heart and wants to be strong alone on earth. As long as he does not mention this issue, even if he tells the truth, it will not have a negative impact on him. What happened? A powerful quasi-emperor appeared on earth, Immortal Emperor Yanlong asked. No. Mr. Fengzi shook his head, and then said, I was going to crush Wu Qingying to ashes, but Miss Hongyu suddenly appeared and asked me for Wu Qingying. She wanted to use Wu Qingying's body to strengthen herself. I know her relationship with you, so naturally I have no objection, so I agreed. But Kui Long chased after her and prevented Miss Hongyu from taking Wu Qingying away. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 726. Why? Immortal Emperor Yanlong looked displeased and asked. Qi Long said it himself that he doesn't want Miss Hongyu to be too strong. If Miss Hongyu absorbs the power of the peak martial saint, she will most likely surpass Kui Long in strength. Young Master Fengzi was frank and continued, and Kui Long has a disobedient heart. He is the strongest among all of us, so he doesn't want Miss Hongyu to have the power to compete with him. Only then can he suppress the 9 of us. Snort. Immortal Emperor Yanlong was furious when he heard this, and said in a deep voice, This Kuolong, I have noticed his little thoughts a long time ago, but I didn't expect him to be exposed so quickly. When I swept across the Dragon Clan and appointed him as my slave, it was just because he had the same body as mine and I treated him as my other body. This time I let him go to Earth for training. I want him to broaden his horizons and find opportunities to increase his strength so that he won't be too weak when I seize the body. But it's good for him. He actually has the idea of dominating the Earth. Ha ha ha, he is really fearless. The Earth is not a place where he can be arrogant. At the end of the sentence, Immortal Emperor Yanlong smiled and shook his head, then frowned and said, Fengzi, the two of them had a dispute. What choice did you make? Reporting to Immortal Emperor Yanlong, Miss Hongyu has a good relationship with you. She is your most beloved woman. Naturally, I will unite with her. Mr. Fengzi said truthfully, in the previous battle with Wu Qingying, I exhausted my spiritual energy, but I simply did not use the power of the purple gold hammer to fake explosions. In order to help Miss Hongyu deal with Kui Long, I didn't hesitate at all and directly chose to fake an explosion, blowing up half of Kui Long's body. Having said this, Mr. Fengzi knelt on the ground with fear on his face and apologized. My subordinates did not know beforehand that Kui Long was the second body you specially cultivated to seize his body, so that half of his dragon body was destroyed, ruined your plan. But I had no choice at the time. Kui Long was too strong. Not only did he want to kill his subordinates, he even wanted to take possession of Miss Hongyu by force and let Miss Hongyu be her cauldron. In order to protect Miss Hongyu, I acted in a hurry. Only next time. Young Master Fengzi deliberately mentioned this matter, hoping to arouse the anger of Immortal Emperor Yanlong, and then he blamed himself and said, no matter what the reason is, my subordinate did something wrong, please punish me. What? I want to take possession of Red Moon by force. When Immortal Emperor Yanlong heard this, he was immediately furious, and his eyes were filled with murderous intent. Fengzi, has he really had this idea? Young Master Fengzi stretched out 3 fingers and swore directly, I swear by my soul, if I tell a lie, I hope the sky will strike with 5 thunders. A cultivator swears by his soul, and it must be true. Damn it! Damn it! Hangyu is the most important woman in my life. How dare Kui Long have such thoughts towards her? Damn it! If I don't peel her skin and cramps, it's hard to relieve the hatred in my heart. Immortal Emperor Yanlong's eyes were red, and he gritted his teeth and said, Kuolong will definitely not die if he loses half of his dragon body. You imprison him. When I come to Earth, I will make him experience that life is worse than death. This. Mr. Fengzi looked embarrassed, as if he wanted to say something, but couldn't. What's wrong? Immortal Emperor Yanlong asked with a frown. Reporting to Immortal Emperor Yanlong, Kuolong escaped. Mr. Fengzi said in a hurry, Kui Long's strength is too strong, and his subordinate's spiritual energy has been exhausted. The most powerful fake explosion of the purple gold hammer has also been used, and he has not been retained. At that time, Miss Hangyu was irritated by Kui Long's previous insulting words. She became angry and wanted to chase Kui Long, but was stopped by her subordinates. Also, that boy Su Yang is really not simple. He knows formations. He used a powerful formation in Kunlun Mountain to obliterate Master Netherworld. When Master Fengzi heard this, he was very excited. Mr. Fengzi continued, so, I had no choice but to put away the psychic stone and escape alone. And, not only that, Hangyu got into trouble some time ago. That time I killed an immortal emperor and extracted his imperial weapon. The middle-aged man who originally held a cleaning fan was defeated by Qi Feng. We can completely suppress all the ancient warriors in Jufeng Mountain. Young Master Fengzi responded, that man's name is Su Yang, and he is a treacherous villain. Imperial weapon. Fengzi, the descendants of the Su family, how strong they are now and how far they have grown, Immortal Emperor Yanlong asked. Immortal Emperor Yanlong frowned and said, is it the imperial decree? Did it happen secretly? Hold a feather fan, Immortal Emperor Yanlong asked, is that feather fan called Kingfan, and the person who took action was an old man. I didn't want to leave Miss Hangyu alone, but I am no match for Su Yang. If I were imprisoned by him, wouldn't there be no one to inform me? No. Young Master Fengzi sighed and said, now, Master Netherworld, Qi Feng, is dead, Kui Long has lost half of his dragon body, Miss Hangyu is imprisoned, his subordinates have been seriously injured, and they have lost the purple gold hammer. Although I lost the purple gold hammer this time, I got the psychic stone and gained the right to talk to the flame dragon Immortal Emperor. It was a blessing in disguise. The early stage of nascent soul. Immortal Emperor Yanlong continued, when I go to Earth this time, I will give you the imperial weapon to help you achieve the quasi-emperor path. Su Yang was about to chase him, so I threw the purple gold hammer, causing it to completely self-destruct, blocking his way, and my subordinates were able to escape. Prince Fengzi once again apologized, it was my subordinates who were incompetent and let Kui Long go. Middle-aged. Not an imperial weapon. Immortal Emperor Yanlong thought for a moment and murmured to himself, I thought I had lured that person out, but it seems that it was not him. He must have been the disciple he trained. Immortal Emperor Yanlong was very satisfied with Master Fengzi's actions and promised, when I come to Earth, I will reward you and let you return to the peak of God transformation. Ha ha ha. Quasi-Emperor. Mr. Fengzi continued, the man holding the feather fan is not an old man, but a middle-aged man. He calls the descendants of Su Wuzi his master. Young Master Fengzi continued, reporting to Immortal Emperor Yanlong, Xi Feng is loyal to you. He was stopped by a man from Earth holding a feather fan, and the two were inseparable from each other. 10 people have come to Earth. So far, 5 of them have lost their ability to fight. It's because of the incompetence of my subordinates that I have let you down. Mr. Fengzi said the last thing and couldn't help but apologize. Mr. Fengzi said half-truthfully, before that, Miss Hangyu threw the psychic stone and asked me to report the situation to you. Please go rescue her as soon as possible. After my subordinate escaped, he didn't see Chi Feng following him. He must have been poisoned as well. After Miss Hongyu fought with him, she was defeated and was imprisoned in the Void Tower by Su Yang. Yes, thank you Yanlong Immortal Emperor. I don't blame you for this matter. On the contrary, you did a good job. Kui Long is very strong. Hongyu is a girl. It is necessary not to pursue the enemy. You stopped her in time. It is indeed a Qing fan. I can see that the feather fan has the power of an imperial weapon, but it is not an imperial weapon. Young Master Fengzi gritted his teeth and said, but Su Yang stepped forward and exploded with strength comparable to the peak of nascent soul. His subordinates simply cannot compete with him. Go on, tell me what happened in Jufeng Mountain after Kui Long escaped. Even if you two are seriously injured, no one can pose a threat to you. As for Kui Long, ha ha ha, it would be best for him to escape. I will find him personally and let him experience the greatest pain in the world, and finally die in despair. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 727. Don't blame yourself, it has nothing to do with you. Immortal Emperor Yanlong glanced at Mr. Fengzi. Although he was angry, he still said, it means a lot that you can report to me. It is already a great achievement. I don't care about the life or death of other people. I just want to know how Hongyu is doing now. Did she die in Su Yang's hands? Immortal Emperor Yanlong suppressed the anger in his heart and asked in a calm tone. I don't know. Mr. Fengzi said truthfully, Miss Hongyu was seriously injured before she was taken into the Void Tower by Su Yang. I think Su Yang's demeanor must be a decisive person. I'm afraid it will be difficult for Miss Hongyu to escape this time out of his cruel hands. Snort. When Immortal Emperor Yanlong heard this, he snorted coldly and said angrily, Su Yang, if Hongyu suffers the slightest injustice from you, I will cut you into pieces. If you dare to take her life, I, the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor, swear that I will slaughter the entire earth and bury her with Red Moon. No one can stop me from killing. Immortal Emperor Yanlong, you must not do this. Upon hearing this, Mr. Fengzi hurriedly advised, there are billions of living beings on the earth. If a cultivator commits such a crime, it will definitely add endless suffering to his cultivation path. I know that you care about Miss Hongyu very much, but after all, she is just a plaything of yours. There are so many beauties in all the star regions. Why do you have to suffer for a woman? In the eyes of young Master Fengzi, Crimson Moon is the plaything of Immortal Emperor Yanlong. Perhaps Immortal Emperor Yanlong is obsessed with the Red Moon now, but for men, it is normal to like the new and dislike the old. When Immortal Emperor Yanlong feels that Crimson Red Moon is no longer fresh, he will naturally look for a new love. Therefore, Mr. Fengzi believes that if he persuades Yanlong Immortal Emperor at this time, Yanlong Immortal Emperor will definitely be grateful to him if he calms down. But he was wrong. Big mistake. Fengzi. Immortal Emperor Yanlong was furious, his eyes widened and he said sternly, who told you that Red Moon is my plaything? This is what is said outside. Young Master Fengzi vaguely sensed that something was wrong, so he hurriedly said, Miss Hongyu lives in your palace and can even come and go freely. You also love her very much and tolerate her. You even killed the Immortal Emperor for her, so everyone said, Miss Hongyu is your new favorite. This is nonsense. Immortal Emperor Yanlong snorted coldly, and then told in explosive news, Hongyu, she is my daughter, my biological daughter, she is naturally qualified to enter my palace, and I naturally want to pamper her, let alone the Immortal Emperor, even if she pokes a hole in the sky, I will still support her. Humph, I have been in seclusion for many years and have been studying how to come to Earth, but I have ignored the rumors from the outside world. Immortal Emperor Yanlong said with a gloomy face, I will go out for a walk later. Anyone who talks about this will die. Female, Daughter. Scarlet Hangyu is actually the daughter of Emperor Yanlong. Fengzi. Immortal Emperor Yanlong sneered, except for Hangyu, I have left special marks in all 9 of you. The 2 of them are not as strong as you. After you recover your strength, go find them immediately, and then stare at Su Yang for me. Unexpectedly, the relationship between Scarlet Hangyu and Yanlong Immortal Emperor, and this relationship, everything is now explained. Haha, now that things have come to a point, I don't have to hide some things from you anymore. Immortal Emperor Yanlong continued, this means that there is a serious fault among the cultivators on the earth. The 10 of you are coming to the earth. If the hidden Quasi-Emperor hadn't taken action, no one would be able to stop you. Immortal Emperor Yanlong calmed down and said calmly, this is your first offender and you didn't know about it. I'll spare you this once, but you won't do it next time. And the reason why I did this was to fish out Earth's Quasi-Emperor masters. Immortal Emperor Yanlong no longer concealed anything. Subordinate deserves to die. Immortal Emperor Yanlong ordered, if Hangyu dies in Su Yang's hands, none of you will survive. Mingju, Lan Pao, and Hong Qi were also killed not long ago. When he said this, Immortal Emperor Yanlong showed a murderous intent in his eyes, and he was obviously not joking with Mr. Fengzi. Also, that bitch Kuei Long betrayed you at a critical moment, causing both of you to lose and letting Su Yang take advantage. Yes, and there is more than one person. As far as I know, there are at least 10 Quasi-Emperors. Immortal Emperor Yanlong said calmly, it's just that I never expected that Su Yang's progress would be so rapid. No wonder, no wonder. However, there are still a few Quasi-Emperors who got the news in advance and hid themselves. I can't find any trace of them. Immortal Emperor Yanlong continued, now that Kuolong has betrayed, Zhaifeng, Zhenren Yuming, and Mingju are dead, and Hangyu is imprisoned, the only people I can use are you and the other 2. Because only imperial weapons can truly ignore the ominous situation. The treasures split from the imperial weapons can also do this after being nourished, but it will take a long, long time. Immortal Emperor Yanlong continued, that time, only the Quasi-Emperor could escape my detection. All cultivators on Earth below the Quasi-Emperor and above the pill formation level were spared, and they were all taken away by me. Therefore, from then on, the Earth will no longer be able to produce a real pill formation. Even if there is a treasure to resist the evil, it will only be able to set foot on the pill formation, and it will be difficult to touch the realm of Yuanying. The reason why I let you wipe out the ancient martial arts world on Earth is to let your actions alarm the Quasi-Emperors and lure them out to kill you, so that the special mark I left can take effect. Thank you for your kindness, Mr. Fengzi responded with a trembling voice. Immortal Emperor Yanlong suddenly said, however, if you are wiped out by someone, the marks I leave will automatically track the murderer's location. Even if the murderer hides in the ends of the earth, he will not be able to escape me as long as he is still on the earth perception. Young Master Fengzi's heart tightened, and he hurriedly agreed, then asked curiously, Immortal Emperor Yanlong, how do you know that Mingju and the others are dead? Immortal Emperor Yanlong said angrily, damn it, when I come to Earth, the first person I want to kill must be Kuei Long. With Master Fengzi's understanding of Immortal Emperor Yanlong, how could he be so angry because of a woman? Yes. What, there is a Quasi-Emperor on Earth? Mr. Fengzi was shocked. Immortal Emperor Yanlong stared at Mr. Fengzi, and then said, you just said that of the 10 people who came to Earth this time, including you, 5 of them have been disabled. In fact, that is not the case. Although you will lose contact with me after you come to Earth, I cannot sense everything you do. Master Fengzi turned pale after reacting and hurriedly begged for mercy, my subordinates don't know about your relationship with Miss Hangyu. Coupled with the rumors outside, a misunderstanding arose. This subordinate deserves death. Please punish me. After that time, the other 2 immortal emperors and I worked hard to change the Earth's laws and make the Earth ominous. It happened that the Earth's spiritual energy was weak. Get up and talk. Immortal Emperor Yanlong continued, more than 2,000 years ago, I came to Earth and brought most of the Earth's quasi-emperors through the gates of time and space to other star fields. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 728. After listening to Immortal Emperor Yanlong's story, Mr. Fengzi couldn't help but reveal a wry smile. There is a quasi-emperor on Earth, and he is just a bait. Recalling his previous idea of dominating the Earth, Mr. Fengzi smiled bitterly. He was so naive. After coming to his senses, young Master Fengzi completely surrendered to Immortal Emperor Yanlong and did not dare to show any disobedience again. Seeing this, Immortal Emperor Yanlong revealed an imperceptible smile. Being able to step into the realm of the Immortal Emperor, the Yanlong Immortal Emperor is naturally not a simple person. How could he not see Mr. Fengzi's little thoughts, but he just didn't point them out. Now he tells Master Fengzi his plan. The purpose is to intimidate and make better use of Master Fengzi's chess piece. Fengzi, you don't have to worry. Su Yang is not weak now. With him here, the Quasi-Emperor will most likely not take action. You are safe. Immortal Emperor Yanlong continued, you were my bait before, but now you are not. When I come to the Earth and help you become a Quasi-Emperor, you will be invincible on the Earth. I can't guard the Earth all the time. I can leave this star field to your management. Immortal Emperor Yanlong began to draw a cake for Mr. Fengzi. Thank you, Immortal Emperor Yanlong. I will do my best to complete every task assigned by you. Young Master Fengzi knew that Yanlong Immortal Emperor said this to appease him, and he also knew that Yanlong Immortal Emperor did not lie to him. Actually, they all signed a soul contract with the Yanlong Immortal Emperor, but because the Earth's guardian formation was too mysterious, the Yanlong Immortal Emperor could not step into it, and the distance was too far, so the soul contract became invalid. Therefore, Mr. Fengzi and Kui Long, just before, be careful. But if the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor can set foot on the Earth and is bound by a soul contract, who would dare to think wrong? Young Master Fengzi understands that by then, Immortal Emperor Yanlong will definitely train him sincerely and help him become stronger so that he can better serve Emperor Yanlong. At this time, Immortal Emperor Yanlong nodded, and then said, Fengzi, I arranged 2 tasks for you before. One is to clean up the ancient martial arts world, and the other is to kill the blood demon. Let's put these tasks aside for the time being, especially the blood demon side. Immortal Emperor Yanlong continued, this blood demon is beyond my expectation. I thought that in half a year, he would be able to recover to the nascent soul realm at most, but I didn't expect that he would actually achieve a higher level of achievement. None of the 3 Mingju people are his opponents. If you go, you will only die. Share. Immortal Emperor Yanlong said calmly, wait for me. When I set foot on the Earth, everything will become very simple. Yes. Young Master Fengzi responded respectfully, then seemed to have thought of something, and asked curiously, Immortal Emperor Yanlong, my subordinates have something unclear. That Su Yang is just a descendant of Suwuji. Even Suwuji himself cannot truly control the Void Tower. How can Su Yang open the Void Tower and use it to imprison Miss Hongyu? The Void Tower is the imperial weapon of Xiantian Immortal Emperor. What kind of person is Xiantian Immortal Emperor? How can ordinary people use his weapons? Master Fengzi asked the doubts in his heart. He. Immortal Emperor Yanlong showed a smile, and then said, this Su Yang is not just a descendant of Suwuji. Mr. Fengzi dispersed his spiritual energy and put the psychic stone into the storage ring. He promised me that he would give me the Immortal Emperor's imperial weapon to help me become a Quasi-Emperor. Mr. Fengzi felt even more that Immortal Emperor Yanlong was unfathomable, and he didn't know if he had any other backup plans, so he was very afraid. If the Emperor realm appears on Earth, even if I come here, it will be meaningless. When he came to Earth this time, there were many things that immortal Emperor Yanlong didn't say clearly, and his arrangements for everyone were different. With this thought in his mind, Master Fengzi showed a satisfied smile, and then began to recover from his injuries. Mr. Fengzi was still frightened, and secretly rejoiced. Fortunately, I got the psychic stone and took the initiative. Otherwise, when the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor comes, he can raise his hand to kill me. Immortal Emperor Yanlong continued, so, he reincarnated and became a person on the earth, and came to compete with me again. Immortal Emperor Yanlong ordered, we must prevent the spiritual energy from reviving, otherwise it will affect my plan. Young Master Fengzi smiled bitterly, and then murmured to himself, since Crimson Red Moon is the daughter of the Yanlong Immortal Emperor, and the Yanlong Immortal Emperor knows that there is a quasi-emperor on the earth, he can safely let her come to the earth. Mr. Fengzi was shocked and said, Su Yang is the Xiantian Immortal Emperor. How is this possible? The Xiantian Immortal Emperor has supreme power. Why is he reincarnated and reborn on the earth? Feeling the anger of Immortal Emperor Yanlong, although it was not directed at him, Master Fengzi was still extremely frightened and lowered his head and did not dare to say anything. Immortal Emperor Yanlong continued, Immortal Emperor Xiantian is good at calculations, so how could he not arrange a backup plan? I'm afraid if all 10 of you attack together, you may not be able to kill Su Yang. I don't know the specifics, but that's what he did. I've also thought about it. There must be other reasons, but they're just elusive. Nowadays, you have to stop thinking about getting rid of the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor and being strong alone on Earth, otherwise you won't know how you will die. What? There is no doubt that Scarlet Hongyu must have a strong trump card and can even compete with the Quasi-Emperor. Otherwise, given the love that the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor has for her, she will never be allowed to come. Just like Su Yang is Su Xiantian, Master Fengzi doesn't know, only Genren Yuming knows. It's a pity that Netherworld failed, but this is what I expected. The Yanlong Immortal Emperor has many plans. He'd better not touch Hongyu at all. Maybe I'll give him a good time then. If not, haha, I will take away his soul and make him miserable for the rest of his life. Young Master Fengzi was confused after hearing this, and still didn't understand what Immortal Emperor Yanlong meant. Is it possible that Su Yang has another identity? This risk is too great. Why did Immortal Emperor Xiantian take this risk? Master Fengzi looked puzzled. Immortal Emperor Yanlong nodded and said, Su Yang, he is the reincarnation of Immortal Emperor Xiantian. In the whole world, he is the only one who can activate the Void Tower at will. Young Master Fengzi looked forward to it. Haha, the Quasi-Emperor realm is already invincible on Earth. In this case, what if I become the dog of the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor? I only told Yu Ming about his true identity, and I told Yu Ming to secretly kill him. Immortal Emperor Yanlong said with a playful smile, it doesn't matter, it's too late for him to regret it now, and I won't give him time to grow. When I set foot on the earth, it will be his death. Okay, that's it for today. Recover from your injuries as soon as possible and take the other 2 people to Jiangbei. Thinking of this, Master Fengzi showed a smile. That's good. If Crimson Red Moon doesn't die, Immortal Emperor Yanlong won't vent his anger on me. Immediately afterwards. Mr. Fengzi responded respectfully, and the next moment, the projection on the psychic stone disappeared. Last time we made a bet with Suwuji, he lost. From now on, he can no longer interfere with my plans for the Earth. Yes. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 729. In the Endless Void. Immortal Emperor Yanlong sat cross-legged, looking far into the blue star field, his eyes deep and sharp. Immortal Emperor Xiantian, I didn't expect Red Moon to fall into your hands, haha, but this may not be a good thing for you. Immortal Emperor Yanlong sneered, in my entire life, I have only one daughter, Hongyu, and no other heirs. I have secretly cultivated Hongyu since she was a child. She has a powerful treasure in her body, which is only slightly weaker than the Void Tower. Immortal Emperor Yanlong continued, as far as I know, the current Void Tower is not complete. The Void Tower in this state may not be able to trap Hongyu. On the contrary, if she just wants to break the tower, she should be able to do it. By then, Immortal Emperor Xiantian, I'm afraid you will die in Hongyu's hands. Immortal Emperor Yanlong sneered again and again, 100 years of planning has been ruined in one day. Immortal Emperor Xiantian, I am afraid this is beyond your expectation, he. Treasure. The treasure in Crimson Moon's body is very powerful. It was also because of this that Immortal Emperor Yanlong dared to let his precious daughter come to Earth with confidence. As for the Crimson Red Moon, Immortal Emperor Yanlong held it in his hand for fear of falling, and held it in his mouth for fear of melting. He was a perfect slave to his daughter. Even if there was a treasure, he didn't want Scarlet Hongyu to take risks at first, but Scarlet Hongyu was stubborn and insisted on going out to have a try. There was no way, Immortal Emperor Yanlong couldn't resist his precious daughter, so he was forced to agree. Who would have thought that my daughter would accidentally get admitted into the Void Tower by Immortal Emperor Xiantian, which was an unexpected surprise. Immortal Emperor Xiantian, you are seeking death yourself, no one else is to blame. Immortal Emperor Yanlong sneered, and then said playfully, it's time for me to prepare to set foot on the earth. Fengzi, I'm afraid you don't know yet, but I have already manipulated your body. When the spiritual energy recovery begins, the Earth's defense will be at its weakest. Immortal Emperor Yanlong strategized and said, at that time, I will be able to travel through space in my soul state, seize your body, and then use the imperial weapon to raise your realm to a quasi-emperor in a short time. What I possess is a true imperial weapon. Those quasi-emperors on Earth will definitely not be able to compete with me. Immortal Emperor Yanlong continued, the recovery of spiritual energy requires a process, at least half an hour. During this period, I have every chance to destroy the recovery formation and prevent the recovery of spiritual energy. The Earth's cultivators will never turn around. Xiantian Immortal Emperor, Blood Demon, both of you are going to die, ha ha ha. At this moment, Jukfeng Mountain. Millennium Killing arranged a secluded room for Su Yang. He was sitting cross-legged, refining elixirs, and planned to cure Wu Qingying's injuries first. As for the medicinal materials needed to refine the elixir, Su Yang has no shortage of them. The resources in the Imperial Seal storage ring are basically enough. Buzz. At this moment, with a muffled sound, the elixir has been prepared. 3 gray elixirs were suspended in front of Su Yang's eyes, emitting a faint light and containing endless vitality. If you find an opportunity, you must build an alchemy furnace and refine it with your bare hands. It is a waste of time and is quite difficult. Su Yang smiled softly and said, this is why I am so accomplished in alchemy. If it were anyone else, I would definitely not be able to achieve it. After muttering to himself, Su Yang released Wu Qingying from the storage ring. Wu Qingying nodded in agreement, then stood up and walked out of Su Yang's room. As he spoke, Su Yang replenished his spiritual energy and gave the remaining 2 pills to Wu Qingying. Senior Wu, please accept these 2 pills. If you refine them all, you will definitely be able to fully recover and even have the chance to recover if you go one step further and step into the true realm of the God of War, then you will be comparable to becoming a god. Su Yang smiled and thanked, then reminded, however, Senior Wu, when refining the elixir, you must not rush it and take your time, otherwise there is a risk of backlash. Su Yang handed one of the pills to Wu Qingying and said, Senior Wu, swallow her and I will help you refine it. In a flash of light, Wu Qingying, who was seriously injured and unconscious, appeared opposite Su Yang. However, before Su Yang grows up, my old bones can still use their remaining energy. What a magical elixir! It can actually replenish qi and blood. I feel much better now. I won't have a problem living another 10 or 8 years. Su Yang injected some true energy transformed from spiritual energy into his body. Su Yang stopped and started to run the Juyo suppressing prison technique to replenish the spiritual energy consumed previously. He also took time to collect the fragments of the 6th floor of the Void Tower that had previously flown into his hands, and brought them to the Void Tower. Immediately afterwards, Wu Qingying ended her exercise state and slowly opened her eyes, with a look of surprise in her eyes. About 5 minutes later, Wu Qingying slowly opened her eyes, smiled weakly and said, "I'm still alive. Senior Wu, don't worry. As long as I'm here, you'll be fine." As for Su Yang, he absorbed resources in the room and restored his spiritual energy as soon as possible. She turned to look at Su Yang and said with gratitude, "Mr. Su, thank you very much. If it weren't for you, I'm afraid my old bones would have been buried in the loess." Seeing this, Su Yang was not idle and helped. Otherwise, Wu Qingying might not be able to wait for the elixir to take effect. True martial god realm, I don't know how powerful it is, I look forward to it. Good. At this time, Wu Qingying felt too uncomfortable. She nodded without saying anything, endured the severe pain and took the elixir, and then began to use her kung fu to refine the elixir. As for the resources he used, they were taken out of the Imperial Seal storage ring. In this way, it lasted for about half an hour, and the elixir was finally completely refined. This boy is extraordinary. His achievements have surpassed Suwuji's, and his future will be even more limitless. It seems that he is the chosen one that Wang Yangming said. The future of the earth depends on him. Not only that. Refining the elixir helped to refine it, so that more than half of the spiritual energy in Su Yang's body was consumed, and it had to be replenished as soon as possible. About late at night, Su Yang's condition finally returned to its peak. "Okay, I'll leave it to Senior Wu." Su Yang smiled, then made a big move with his hand, and 3 pills suspended in the air appeared in his hand. The moment she closed the door, Wu Qingying showed a strong look of satisfaction on her face. "Do not bother you." Wu Qingying nodded solemnly, accepted the 2 pills, and smiled softly, "I won't say much to thank you. The recovery of spiritual energy is about to begin. Time is running out. Su Yang, I will leave this room to you. I will go to another room to practice transform the elixir into medicine and try to reach the martial god before the spiritual energy is revived to help you." Senior Wu, you're welcome. You are Schwer's grandma and you have made great contributions to the earth. It is right for me to help you. With this thought in mind, Wu Qingying no longer hesitated and returned directly to the secret room where she practiced and began to retreat. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 730. Originally, the 6th floor had been controlled by Su Qingying, but Su Qingying was too seriously injured a few days ago, so this thing flew to Su Yang on its own. Now Su Qingying, with his Qi destroyed and all his limbs severed, is already an ordinary person, so naturally he has no need for the Void Tower fragments. Moreover, Su Yang had other things in his hand that could resist the ominous situation. There was no need to use the Void Tower fragments, so he decided to continue to the Void Tower. The 6-story Void Tower is much more powerful than before. Find an opportunity to recover the fragments of the other 2 Void Towers. I still have the 9th floor here. The complete Void Tower will definitely be even more terrifying. At this moment, Su Yang looked at the Void Tower floating in front of him, with a smile on his lips, and then murmured to himself, "By the way, the Crimson Moon is still in the Void Tower." Listening to their conversation, Qi Hongyu is the most beloved woman of immortal Emperor Yanlong, and she must have a lot of good things in her. Su Yang then smiled and said, there is also half of Kuei Long's dragon body. If that thing can be integrated into Zhifeng's body and then used to build a new body for Su Qing'ai, the effect will be excellent. Thinking of this, Su Yang closed his eyes slightly and entered the Void Tower with a thought. At present, he doesn't know whether Scarlet Hongyu has a strong trump card. Therefore, Su Yang did not dare to release Crimson Red Moon from the Void Tower easily. Entering the Void Tower in a soul state was the best result. After all, Su Yang is the master in the Void Tower. He follows his words and can easily control the Red Moon. Wow! With a flash of light, Su Yang's figure appeared in the first floor of the Void Tower. This place was like a chaotic universe, and the sky was filled with stars and boundless. Are you hiding? It seems that your injuries have recovered somewhat. Su Yang looked around and didn't see the Red Moon, so he smiled softly and said, however, this is the space I control. Do you think you can hide with your methods? Come out. As he spoke, Su Yang raised his hand and instantly dispersed the clouds in the 3 o'clock direction. Immediately afterwards, Scarlet Hongyu appeared immediately, with nowhere to hide, so she charged towards Su Yang with a face as heavy as water. Boom! Seeing this, Su Yang stood still and just raised his hand and waved it casually. In an instant, there was a terrifying force, pressing towards the Crimson Moon. Su Yang in the Void Tower is invincible. Crimson Red Moon was only at the nascent soul realm, so naturally she couldn't compete with Su Yang and was defeated instantly. But Su Yang was not cruel, he just knocked him to the ground. Qi Hongyu was not even injured. Su Yang, you're a treacherous villain, taking advantage of others' danger. Qi Hongyu stood up and said angrily, if you were in your best state, you would not be my opponent at all, and you would not have the chance to imprison me here. Although she was angry, Qi Hongyu was not impulsive, and there was more or less a hint of fear in her eyes when she looked at Su Yang. Haha, the winner is king, it's too late to say this now. Su Yang met Crimson Hongyu's gaze and said with a playful smile, Crimson Hongyu, I haven't decided whether to kill you or not, so you'd better be honest and be polite to me. Maybe I will be merciful and spare you one life. Huh, no need. Qi Hongyu snorted coldly, and then asked, this Void Tower is the imperial weapon of Xiantian Immortal Emperor. Back then, your great-grandfather, Su Wuzi, couldn't use it normally. How could you open the first floor and even enter the Void Tower in a soul state? Scarlet Hongyu said doubtfully, as far as I know, if you enter a weapon in the soul state, you must either be powerful and surpass the level of the original owner of the weapon, or you must be the owner of the weapon. What a treasure the Void Tower is. Looking at all the major star fields, you can't find the second one. With your level, it must not be the first one. Then, there is only the second possibility. Qi Hongyu suddenly got the result and asked with a shocked face, are you the Xiantian Immortal Emperor? Why? Crimson Yu's face turned red, and she finally gritted her teeth and said, I am not the Yanlong Immortal Emperor's woman, I am his daughter. Su Yang, I'm warning you, it's best to let me go and don't hurt me at all, otherwise the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor will definitely not spare you. Later, I will tear apart your clothes roughly, press you to the ground, and peel off your clothes bit by bit, from the outside to the inside, so that you can serve me in despair. But, your man is going to change tonight, and I will accompany you to the clouds and rains in Wushan Mountain to enjoy the pleasures of men and women. Su Yang was already able to control Scarlet Hongyu, so there was no need to hide this. He smiled softly and said, I am the Xiantian Immortal Emperor, Scarlet Hongyu. You'd better cooperate with me honestly and suffer less. This is the Void Tower. I am the sky and I am the earth. What is there to be afraid of? Scarlet Hongyu retreated in panic, and gritted her teeth and said, Su Yang, don't bully me too much and push me too hard. You won't feel better. At worst, we'll all die together. Even if it's me, I won't help you. As he said that, Su Yang didn't forget to lick his lips, looking mean. The so-called cooperation is in this aspect, but Chi Hongyu thought. Crimson Hongyu became even more frightened and furious at the same time. Su Yang had already seen that Scarlet Hongyu was still a virgin, and realized that Scarlet Hongyu's identity might be different from what was rumored outside, so he deliberately teased, "Come on, I have been at odds with the Yanlong Immortal Emperor for many years, and today, if you want to compete with him, Chi Hongyu, you will be the referee and tell me afterwards who is better, me or the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor. Why are you resisting like this? You have already been favored by Emperor Yanlong. You are no longer innocent. Why pretend to be innocent? You, don't come over." Exciting. Damn it, you complained about me thinking about that kind of thing all day long, it's obviously you who is thinking about it. With Su Yang as a comparison, she doesn't even hate Kui Long now. The world is declining, people's hearts are not as old as they used to be, and everyone is the same. You, shut up and stop talking. Damn it. Su Yang looked up to the sky and laughed, and then said with a satisfied smile, "I have to say, Crimson Hongyu, your appearance is really good, your beauty is stunning, your country is beautiful and fragrant, it's no wonder Emperor Yanlong loves you so much." He. The corner of Su Yang's mouth raised, and he spoke while walking towards Crimson Red Moon. "This place is like a chaotic universe. The combination of the two of us in the scene is much more exciting than any outdoor battle, ha ha ha." Su Yang was stunned when he heard this. Chi Hongyu glanced at Su Yang with disgust and said coldly, "There is really no good thing in a man. He thinks about that kind of thing all day long. But, Su Yang, if you want me to cooperate, you can just dream." He was just going to ask Scarlet Red Moon for the storage ring, and then ask for some news about the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor. What the hell? Chi Hongyu panicked instantly, her beautiful jade face turned pale with fright, and she no longer had the arrogance she had before. "You! Su Yang, how dare you? Cooperating with you? Haha, Crimson Hongyu is worthy of being the Yanlong Immortal Emperor's woman." "You are right." However, Su Yang was too lazy to explain, and deliberately pretended to be a beauty seeker, and said with a playful smile, "Crimson Hongyu, if you don't cooperate today, then I will use violence."